What's up guys, this is Kyle from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor, and today I have with me the new Twisted Messes in black and gold. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with this video because I'm like, it's basically the same as the original Twisted Messes RDA. There's 1-2 variations that I'll show you in the close-up, but I figured while we check out the new black and gold Twisted Messes RDA, I'll show you how to do a new build. And today I'm going to be doing a fused CLAPTON. So if you've already mastered the CLAPTON, this will be your next challenge, the fused CLAPTON. So what you're going to need today, other than your Twisted Messes RDA, is a drill, some 32 gauge, I'm going to be using nichrome, you can use kanthal, doesn't really matter, and some 26 gauge kanthal, and again, could be nichrome, doesn't really matter. We'll change the ohms a little bit, but nothing too severe. I'm going to need some flathead or some screwdriver bits. I'm using a 2.4 millimeter to wrap around. I got this thinner one that helps me when I'm placing cotton, and I don't know what this one's for. Scissors for trimming our cotton. Needle nose pliers for tweaking up our coil, but also pulling leads, and you can even cut leads with the little wire cutter there in the bottom. And wire cutters so you can get nice and close to those posts and trim your leads. So let's get started. Let's build our fused CLAPTON, and then what we'll do is dive into a close-up and install the coil and check out the new Twisted Messes RDA up close and personal. Alright, so we're going to start by taking our 26 gauge kanthal and pull off about 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take that 26 gauge and fold it in half. And then cut that. Then take that half you just cut and fold that in half. But you're not going to cut this one. What you're going to do is take your needle nose and pinch the end so it's nice and flat. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Then once you've folded your wire like this, your goal is to get your 2 wires on either side touching right next to each other all the way down. So right now, one end's curving up and one end's curving down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along and get them right next to each other, and then I'm going to bend them together, up, down, left, right, and it keeps them together. This process basically eliminates the need to cut this in half, spin these like we normally would to straighten wire, then put them back together. You can totally do that. But I've just found this works. If you're only doing a fused CLAPTON with 2 inner core wires, the worst that's going to happen is they're all going to twist at the very end, and you can just easily untwist it. So as long as they're touching one another, it really doesn't matter how straight they are. So there we go. That is my folded 26 gauge kanthal. Get it as straight as you can. Try and take out as many humps as you have in there. Then do the same thing to your other section of 26 gauge. Fold it over, crimp that end with your pliers so it's nice and flat, and then go along. Next, grab your 32 gauge and pull off about 12 feet. I'm just going to go 1 and 2. Then take that 32 gauge, have it just go down in between your legs, and take your folded 26 gauge, and you're going to you can do this with pliers, or you can just do it with your fingers. You're just going to bend a 90-degree turn at the end, and that's what you're going to wrap your 2 inches of 32 gauge around, just so it's nice and secure. Alright, then you're going to pop that 90-degree bend right into the drill chuck. And now's your last chance to straighten up these 26 gauge kanthal wires at all. Just take out the crests and the troughs. Just try and get this as even as possible. But remember, as you're spinning the 32 gauge, it's going to be pulling those wires together. So as long as they're close to one another, you shouldn't have an issue. Okay, so once you're ready to go ahead and stick our finger under those 2 wires and guide this just like we would a normal CLAPTON. Go slowly in the beginning if this is your first time. It's a little weird CLAPTONing 2 wires, but you'll get the hang of it. And once your 32 gauge wraps are touching, that's when you can really start ramping it up. Woo! One down, one to go. And two. All right, let's cut to a close-up, wrap up our coil, and check out the Twisted Messes RDA. Now this one came out just perfect. Now on the second one I did, you notice right here in the middle, we have some small gaps. That's gonna annoy me, so what you wanna do is avoid that. Try and use a section like this section right here, all looks really good, and that's what I'll wrap the coil with. So I got my 2.4 millimeter flat screwdriver, and as you wrap this coil, you're gonna wanna unspin any curve it has in it. And take your needle nose and pull this end, but make sure before you pull, turn it a little bit. That way you can't pull off that 32 gauge accidentally. And we go ahead and trim both leads, make sure one is slightly longer than the other. And there's our fused CLAPTON. Alright, so now that we have our fused CLAPTONs all spun up, let's go ahead and take a look at this Twisted Messes RDA and then install these puppies. So here's the box that CompVape's Twisted Messes RDA comes in, and this new one is black and gold, as you can see. And there she is. Same logo, same styling, everything's the same except it's black. And instead of an extra blue airflow control ring, we have a gold one. And just like the original Twisted Messes and all of CompVape's RDAs really, we have the big metal chuff cap, we have the Delrin chuff cap, and we have a 510 with adapter. So 3 drip tip styles with the Twisted Messes. And in the little goodie baggie that comes with the Twisted Messes, we have some extra O-rings, extra peak insulator, we have our Allen key, hex screws, and an extra positive pin. So here is the Twisted Messes RDA. So let's say you want to go to the Delrin chuff cap. What you're going to do is just unscrew the top, and then screw this one on. And now you have the black Delrin chuff cap that's a tad smaller than the metal one. And if you want to use the 510 drip tip, just pull off the Delrin chuff cap, and you have this little guy. And these are 2 parts. So that's the drip tip that you could replace with one of your own. And this is the little adapter. And the side, the right side here with the lip, that's the side you want to leave on top, and that will just pop right into place. And there you go. And here's the gold sleeve. That looks pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and pop her top. First difference is this positive pin. They changed that from the stainless steel that they were using before to this gold plated brass. So better conductivity, should have less voltage drop. Same as the 510 pin, which is adjustable. These post holes are 2.8 millimeters in diameter, and the juice well is 6 millimeters deep. And this is a 22 millimeter diameter RDA, so it's going to sit nice and flush on all of your devices. Alright, let's go ahead and loosen up these posts and install our coils. Alright, so let's install our first coil. I'm going to stagger it, so over that I'm going to skip that other positive hole, so that'll be for the other side, because look how even it is. So I'm going to get that pretty close. And make sure this coil's high enough that we can see through that other positive hole, and that'll be for the positive lead of our second coil. Alright, let's go ahead and pop these on a mod and fire them up and tweak them. Alright, so I popped my Twisted Messes on the A Solo. Right now it's coming in at 0.15 ohms. I just have it about 73 watts, so we can fire this up and tweak it. And those ohms may change as we tweak this coil. Looking good. 0.18. All right, let's let these puppies cool because they are hot right now, and then we'll wick her up. All right, so once your coils are cooled, we're gonna go ahead and grab our Japanese cotton. And I'm gonna be using Shishido cotton today. We're gonna go ahead and trim this and fit it in our coils. And I like to taper one end of my cotton so it better fits into the coil. All right, then we're gonna spin one end of the cotton. All right, so once you have your cotton tucked into your juice wells, let's go ahead and juice this bad boy up and get it firing. All right, so I'm gonna be kicking it old school today with some bubble gum. All right, so once you've juiced up your coils for the first time, go ahead and fire them. Pull that juice inside the coil, then juice it up some more. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's the new Twisted Messes RDA in black and gold from CompVape, and how to wrap up a fused CLAPTON. Monster clouds, monster flavor. This is an awesome build. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review and tutorial with the Twisted Messes RDA from CompVape. This has been Kyle from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor. Have a great day, guys. What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Vapor Hut. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. And then you know the drill.